So, we got some exciting news to share with you guys. We have just ordered our TCL QM8 Series 2024 edition. Now, we are not expected to get this TV delivered until September 16th. Now, that might seem like it's a couple months away, and you're probably wondering, well, why did you pick a later date? Well, it's just because of this month coming up with August. We just got, so much that's going on, and Best Buy was actually allowing us to pick a later, farther date, so that's what date we honestly decided to pick for this TV. But ratings.com, which is where we're going to be showing you in just a second, we're going to show you guys the update review that Ratings has done, and then we're going to do, once we receive the TV in a couple months, we're going to do our normal unboxing and first recommendation and whatever, first impressions, I should say, not first recommendation, and then we're going to do our full-on review. So we're going to show you a sneak peek at this TV's performance that Ratings has just given this TV about a week ago, and it's pretty exciting. Honestly, I just cannot wait to get this TV, and honestly, I do beg that we do get a good freaking panel, because there have been some LED TVs that we have gotten bad panels on. But TCL has been a very good brand as of yet. So we got the TCL QM8, like I mentioned, coming to our house on September 16th. So the review and unboxing videos that we're going to have for it is not going to happen for just a little while. But I can almost guarantee you that this is probably going to be our best recommendation TV, even under OLED and just other types of TVs, like basically like Samsung's Neo QLEDs and such. Like, honestly, this TV seems like it's going to be our best choice and the best TV for the bang for the buck in 2024. With the specs that you're about to see, you are going to be blown away with how good that this is going to look. So here we are. Let's go on ahead and let's show you guys the ratings.com review of the TCL QM8. Alright, so this is the TCL QM8 model for the 2024 edition over the 2023 edition. So if you were going to get mixed up with the QM8s, the 2023 QM8 is considered the QM850G, but this new 2024 model is considered QM851G. So just to clear that away, if you guys were getting mixed up between this year's model and last year's model. So with the one, this is the 2024 edition. So as you can see, it's an 8.5 mix usage out of 10. And what we love to use TVs for, well, it's a 9.0 out of 10. So HDR gaming, video games, altogether, it's an incredible for the gamers out there. Now, the 2023 edition, QM8, has 1,080 local dimming zones, at least for the 65-inch size. But here, they haven't given the details of the 75, 85, and 98-inch, but the 65-inch is almost triple the local dimming zones. That's insane. That is a huge upgrade. And for right now, this TV is on sale at Best Buy for $1,000 for this size. That is impressive. This is where it gets very, very exciting, and most people are going to be excited, especially TCL fans out there, or just budget but more premium type of TVs kind of people. Like, a lot of people is going to get very, very excited for this year's TCL QM8. But yeah, last year's model had 1,080 local dimming zones and had great local dimming performance with keeping the blacks really inky and minimizing blooming and everything like that. It was doing a very good job. But this is even better. Like, honestly, like almost 3,000 local dimming zones. Like, that's just insane crazy to think about. And then They compare some of the other TVs, including its predecessor, like I stated, and right here is where you can actually see it, the QM850G. That is the last year 2023 model. But here is pictures of it. And contrast, well, it actually did get an upgrade. So the contrast levels for the QM8 2024 edition is now at 161,000 to 1, whereas last year's QM8 was only capable of 114,000 to 1, which that's still insanely good. But right there, that's even a bigger step up. And here is the big upgrade. Blooming and lightning zone transitions, now these are an 8.5 out of 10 rather than a 7.5 or 8.0 out of 10. So right there, this TV, like on paper, as of yet, so far, sounds like it's going to be almost as good as an OLED. Especially now, 8.5 out of 10 in terms of the blooming and the lightning zone transitions. And then all of that, like this TV looks like it might actually be almost comparable to an OLED. Now here's some more big upgrades right here. The HDR performance. Look how bright and punchy that looks. Now, there is to be expected, I messed up saying expected there for a second, but they did say that this TV does, in a way, get a little bit over brightened when it comes to HDR, but when you look at this, the highlights absolutely pop. I mean, if you look at these two right here, the middle picture and the bottom picture, I mean, the bottom picture looks almost so good like real life. Like, if you look at the HDR from the outside world in this picture, that insanely looks incredible. This probably might actually be the best HDR performance TV out there, and this is the highest HDR highlights that I have ever seen ratings give a TV. Last year's QM8 was also fantastic, but here it is. It's going to be getting even better. So that is the HDR highlights. Now this is a downgrade right here. Is the PQ EOTF tracking. I know I kind of took a minute to say it there. And then as you look at the brightness, the average brightness that most people are going to get is 1,000, 1,100 nits. I about said 11,000 nits, which that would be probably too bright if you ask me. But 1,108 nits peak brightness. And then smaller windows like the 2% that you see can go all the way up to 4,000. 10%, 3.3 thousand. Like, this is just insane to think about. So the brightness is going to be there. The color gamut is also there. The color volume is also there. And also, it looks like it's going to be not that bad when it comes to uniformity. And black uniformity is almost straight on perfect. And this is almost what you get with an OLED. So if you look at this, that's insanely good for when it comes to the black levels. And then HDR native gradient handling looks to be good. Low quality content smoothing looks good. This is another area that this year's QM8 is actually a bit upgraded, is the upscaling process. The upscaling process is now a 7.5 out of 10 rather than a 4.0 out of 10, which was pretty darn bad. But they did get an update with last year's QM8. So if you have the 2023 QM850G model, it actually did get a boost in sharpness upscaling process up to 7.0. But this is still an improvement with this year's model being a 7.5. And response time looks about the same. It did go up one number from 8.5 to 8.6, so right there, just a tiny bit faster response time. And stutter, it's just what you expect from a freaking LED, and most to an extent an OLED. I kind of screwed up saying that. And then it's a 10 out of 10 for 24p judder. And then gaming out there, here's where things get really good. The native refresh rate is 120 Hz at variable refresh rate, but you can actually get up to 144 Hz on this TV. But you want to know what else as well? Guess what else you can get? Look right here. You can actually get 1080p VRR at 240 Hz. About to say 24 Hz, but you can get 1080p with VRR at 240 Hz. That's something that some TVs have recently started doing, and that's with Hisense and TCL. So they absolutely are giving you a full HD higher refresh rate option that a lot of monitors give. So right there, that's another big win when it comes to this year's TCL QM851G. So right there, if you're a PC gamer, that's definitely something you're going to like. And then here's where things actually stay pretty much the same. If you look at the input lag, it's pretty much exactly the same as last year's model. You get 14 milliseconds at 60 Hz resolutions, so right here 1080p, and then 4K, both at 60 Hz, and it's literally instantly 14 milliseconds response time. And then right here, practically a 6 millisecond response time on 1080p and 1440p, as well as 4K. You get 6 milliseconds at 120 Hz. Now, here's another big improvement that this year model improved on from last year's. Right here, 4K at 144 Hz is now a 5.0 millisecond, and 5.1 at 1440p, and as well as 4.9 on 1080p. So the last couple model TCL TVs with last year's QM8 and Q7, and then the previous models being the 6 series that they used to call their flagship TV, you would honestly get a higher input latency that matches to what 60 Hz does at the 144 Hz option. But not this time. TCL made improvement to that, and now you get a slightly 1 more millisecond lower and quicker response time while gaming at 144 Hz. So another big improvement when it comes to the input latency, and that's pretty much everything of picture quality and gaming performance of this year's new TCL QM8. So yeah, I am pleasantly excited to share the review video once we get this TV, and hopefully we get a decent panel that's not going to be extremely bad in uniformity, because I'm going to be honestly with you, our first last year QM8 that we got last year, almost a year ago, it definitely had some clouding in about top part of the corner of our screen, and we had to have TCL actually send us a replacement unit about 4 months later after we got the TV, because Best Buy at the time just wouldn't exchange us. So hopefully this model is going to be a good one. But this is also going to be an even brighter TV than last year's model, and last year's model was pretty darn bright. So brightness and better local dimming on this TV, honestly, this is going to be the best TV of our recommendation for 2024 over OLED, over budget TVs, over premium TVs. Honestly, I do think this year's TCL QM8 2024 edition is probably going to be our most #1 recommendation TV out there for the price and for the premium picture quality that you do get, and some nice gaming features like Dolby Vision, 144 Hz, and 1080p 240 Hz, and low input latency, nice contrast. Just honestly, I think this might actually be the best LED TV ever, to be honest with you. So that's going to pretty much do it for this video for you guys. Hope you enjoy this little sneak peek of this year's new TCL QM8 to give you guys, excitement. If this helped you out deciding whether or not if this was a worthy TV or not, and you decide to get it, let us know in the comment section if this helped you decide on picking the 2024 QM8 QM851G model. So you just let us know in the comment section down below, and let us know if you are excited to see our unboxing, first impression, as well as the full review video once we receive it in less than 2 months. But that's going to pretty much do it for this video. This is Tech and Gaming Reviews. Rate, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you guys on the next video. Peace.